Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography. This week, we are talking about No Doubt. I'm one of your hosts, Jason. Our other hosts are Tim.
I'm me.
And the Wild Bill.
I'm not him.
Yeah, we're talking Tragic Kingdom, No Doubt.
Get it? Because they're from Anaheim, where the Magic Kingdom is? I get it. Not Magic Kingdom, Tragic Kingdom.
It's a tragedy out there.
You know, I never made that connection.
Well, now you did.
Wow.
That's why I'm here, to point out the pointless.
Tragic Kingdom.
Or the obvious.
It's
got a vinyl on this one.
One
nice.
vinyl show off here.
Very cool.
The one album of No Doubt I own.
Is that an OG press?
No, I think it's it's old. Like they're not. Well, I say old.
Second or third, then probably.
Yeah, it's like 10 years old, probably. I'm not sure. Somebody probably in the comments down below, like, dumbass, it was Preston, blah blah blah. But I don't know. I've had it for quite a while.
The matrix number is XL.
All right. Tim, why don't you start us this time? I think it's your turn to start us.
Sure. Well, this is the one that really blew them up into the stratosphere. It's also the last one that Eric makes an appearance on. And I kind of see where he's coming from. The last one did well enough that Interscope was willing to put some money behind this recording, and I'm guessing supplied them with a producer who, if you don't know who Matthew Wilder is, he had a one-hit wonder single in 1984 called Break 'Em My Stride that is, it's a big hit, but it's hilariously bad. And a song from my youth, so I've been making fun of it for a while. Learned that he produced this album, doing the research now. And it kind of makes sense, especially after the first two albums. This one is very tame. It's very by the book. It's very pop formulaic. It sounds like they're really trying to make the label happy on this one to me. Even right off the bat, Spiderwebs, super catchy. But song structure and production style, it's all very by the book. And that carries on through. I've been kind of going back and forth with if I like Gwen Stefani's voice. And I think that overall, yes, I'm a fan of her voice and her singing style. But Excuse Me, Mister is actually one of the examples that I like the least. I don't think, what is it, a yodel? It's not cool. It's not good. Happy Now is kind of boring. The Climb is really boring. Interestingly enough, they don't follow their own advice and end it on this, which is a predictable, formulaic song, but done really well. I think that that's actually going to be the highlight of the album. Tragic Kingdom.
The closing track?
Sounds like the title track.
Which one did you say was the highlight?
Ended on this.
Oh, okay.
Which they should have ended on, but they didn't. Instead, they threw on a Maroon 5 song called Tragic Kingdom. I don't know. It sounds like that first Maroon 5 album a lot to me. Songs for Jane. We're still 8-9 years away from that even. But yeah, sounds very similar. Yeah, I don't know. This one, especially after hearing the whole discography, I know this is the big one. It's almost a diamond album. I think it's 9 million now, so it's almost there.
It's got to be their best selling, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. This is the reason they were able to put out albums after this. I think. Don't Speak, like it's buried. I expected that to be like track 3 or 4 with as big of a hit as that was, but it's actually buried in the sequencing here, which is surprising. But it does make it stand out because you really do sit through like 4 or 5 songs that are all kind of boring before you get to Don't Speak, which really stands out and gets stuck in your head. It's a great song. Yeah, I think all of the singles on this album are decent, but there isn't much else behind it. My notes for You Can Do It. It's probably the funkiest song on the album, but even then, it still sounds like a Jamiroquai. You guys remember that band?
I remember Jamiroquai.
Yeah, You Can Do It. Yeah, I don't know. I know this is the big one, so I'm probably like out on an island on this one. And yeah, if you're 12 or 13 in 95, 96, when this is on the MTV and the radio every hour on the hour, where you can hear these songs every 15 minutes, and you're just discovering music, then yeah, you could do a lot worse. But yeah, in 2024, even compared to the other two, this one's pretty tame.
So, I'll follow up after that one. So, definitely, this was a big one. This is the album I first got introduced to their songs that were on this album before anything else.
Still their biggest hit.
When I went back to listen through, actually, Vinyl asked me what album I started with, because sometimes I work back to front, sometimes I work front to back. I'll be honest, when I started listening to, I actually started listening with this album for the discography. This one is very by the book. I will definitely agree with you, Tim, on that one. Like, we are going to stick the formula in, and we're going to do it.
It really sounds like they're trying to make Interscope happy.
Yes. And bottom line, you do have to keep the label happy. Most of the time. Especially when you're starting out. Like, because if your label's not happy when you're starting, you can either try a different label or you end up folding. Just because if your label's not happy, they're not going to keep going. That's the issue.
Sure. And it's such a fine line. Yeah. And I'm well aware of that. Yeah. But there is a line where it's like, okay, as an artistic entity, ultimately you're the boss when you're in that studio. So if you're constantly listening to what the label or the producer are telling you what to do, are you in control anymore?
See,
and I think this is why Eric left. And I think that his presence or his absence drastically alters the direction of this band.
Well, I mean, he's got credits on this record.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is his last one.
Yeah, so I mean, he was there for this.
Yep, but quit because of the process of having to make it.
After you see where they go after this, but
you see where they go after this. But the process of making this drove the founder and creative visionary out of the band.
See, to me, this is a natural progression from Beacon Street. Like, it's
interesting.
The same. Okay. Is it formulaic? Yes, but it was also formulaic on Beacon Street for the most part. I mean,
was that thing? They just like kept building on it.
Ska reggae is sound, and that exists on this record, like through and through. I mean,
sure, it exists throughout the entire catalog.
Yeah, but it gets muted further down.
I guess
that'll be an interesting conversation.
I mean, yeah,
the dubstep is strong.
Well,
so something that I think will make Tim happy when you actually watch a music video for Don't Speak, what's
Sure.
happening in the music video?
I mean, I
don't
watched
remember.
it since 1996?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
No.
So, all right, so I'll take you through it. So the whole music video is all the cameramen and producers taking everyone from the band away and putting Gwen alone on a pedestal.
Well, look at the
Well,
album
yeah, that's
cover.
what MTV did. They made celebrities.
Yeah.
Yep.
They
So
didn't
that-
create musical artists. They made celebrities.
So that's my point. As you said, trying to appease the label and everything.
hmm
I feel like that music video was subtly hinting at that, just from a standpoint. I said all the other band members, because you'd have it start with I think it was during the second verse. You'd have the photo with all the band members, and then all the band members being shoved back by the cameraman, looking at Gwen. Gwen looking at the rest of the band, going, "I'm sorry," like a apologetic look in her face as they keep taking pictures of her.
Sure.
And like obviously you got the cameraman, you got the actual cameraman that's filming what's actually going on, right? That whole artistic style.
Yeah, weren't they in a room jamming? But it's really just they're just showing her.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of. I mean, you've got some other stuff going on, but that is the gist of it. Yes.
And that's what's happening. Look at the album cover. I mean, look at the.
Mm-hmm.
They
So
started to
Gwen out
mark
in
it, no
front.
doubt, as Gwen Stefani.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where the industry likes to focus on image more than content,
Yeah.
even though there's enough content here that they didn't have to do that. And, as a band, you have to be able to realize that hey, yeah, we got to keep the label happy, but as long as we're making good music, everybody should be happy. Everything else should be secondary. And as soon as you make one of those ancillary things primary, your look, trying to appeal to your producer, or bringing in Desmond Child, focusing on the singer. It's a natural thing. It happens across genres, across decades. But as an artist, you either have to kind of give into it and go, okay, yeah, make me a star. I want to host a game show. Or you go, nah, I think we'll just make good music.
And your point is, this is them saying, make me a star. Make me a...
I not necessarily make me a star, but what do we have to do to keep label interest? And yeah, maybe it was make us stars. What they had to agree to those video edits.
See, I don't think. Well, yeah, I'm sure they were fine with the video edits. They know what's going on. They
know what's going on, sure.
But I think they were still artistically in control, and this is what they wanted to sound like. I mean, this sounds like...
So it's progression from Beacon Street.
Yeah.
This was the direction I saw them going in, was this album.
Yeah, 100%.
And in many ways, I think you guys are both correct on that. But I see a hard left turn on this album.
I love the vibe of this record. This is a breakup record. This is the album that should have come out after the whole Gavin thing. But
well, we'll get there.
We'll get there. The whole I disagree with everything you said, except for it being formulaic. But
no, it does sound like a natural progression, but it also sounds like a watered down version of it to me, I guess.
I'll play Spiderwebs any day of the week. I don't skip it. It's just a fun song.
It's a great background. There's a reason Spiderwebs gets used as a background track as much as it does in a bunch of different things, because it's catchy and you can bounce along to it.
Yeah.
And the lyrics of this record are some of my favorite Gwen Stefani lyrics.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know if we've gotten there yet for me.
Oof. Like there's so much confidence and fuck you in this record. Like with Happy Now, Excuse Me, Mister. That's a top song contender. You don't know what you're talking about. Sunday Morning. I've always loved that one. Spiderwebs. Best opening track on a No Doubt record. Mine maybe tied with Beacon. When I worked at the shipyard in Tampa, they flew some of us down to Tampa, and during that trip, the guys I was with wanted to go to a Coyote Ugly.
Oh God.
I mentioned this in our Def Leppard video, in our Hysteria video, but a girl danced to Pour Some Sugar on Me, and it was dull and boring. But then one girl danced to Spiderwebs, and it was fucking beautiful. And I'm pretty sure I'm the only person in that bar, besides the dancer, that understood the irony of a bunch of old guys gawking at a girl dancing to Spiderwebs. It was beautiful. Even Don't Speak. You know, a lot of albums with the singles, you know, like half of Nevermind, you kind of skip sometimes. Don't Speak, just let it play. Like, it's still a good song. The whole album is good.
I skipped it.
And Tragic Kingdom, best closing track so far. There's a lot of metaphors in the lyrics. Ends out the album nicely. I like this record. I likes it a lot.
Cool.
You got anything else to add? Anybody? Bill?
No, you basically nailed that head because I get the formulaic comments, I understand, but like the singles on this song are good, and honestly, even the songs between I thought were still pretty good.
Sorry, the formulaic part, 100% right. Most of this record is just the same, like, upbeat guitar sound. Like, there's not a lot of variation.
No.
I think that's why
it's not as dynamic.
A lot of chords and not parts.
The drumming, though, like, I love the fucking drumming on this record. Like, he does a lot of crazy off-time shit. It's that ska... I don't know. I'm not a drummer, but I don't know the name of the beat. But
I think he gets better on other albums.
He gets more interesting for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Not a bad drummer at all. So, nobody's bad in this band. Like, I'm saying the album's kind of boring, but it's still good. Like, I still liked all of these albums. Just in comparison with the rest of the discography. I had some notes.
It's definitely musically, it's the most... You put it in, and it sounds the same through the record. Like, it has its own... Whereas some of the other ones, they do a lot of different things. Even before Tragic Kingdom, like there's more variation, I guess. There's not a lot of variation on this record. It's either you like that sound or you don't, kind of thing.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now, if everybody's done,
get to rank it.
Who wants to guess?
Are we guessing?
I'll guess.
Okay.
I'm going to say Timid's number 3.
That'd be incorrect.
Okay. Number 2.
That would be correct.
I'm going to say it's Bill's number 1.
Got me there. You know I like my pop records.
I'm going to follow you up on that one.
Well, then that's going to be falling.
Yeah, that was an interesting comment.
All right. To an extent.
All right. So that's our ranking so far. Stick around. We're gonna return
Sorry
to
to
Saturn.
deviate.
Sorry, what?
Sorry to deviate.
Oh.
No, you didn't deviate.
It happened quick.
We all have self-titled as in third position. Right
Oh, the rankings. Yeah, we did. Yeah, you deviated pretty quick. We're halfway through though, so
Yeah, that's true.
I got a feeling.
Don't worry, we still got Saturn up here, so I think there's a little deviation at this next track. Album, I mean.
Saturn. I'll say this. I returned to Saturn a few times. I was a little torn. So
It's a conflicting album.
it's very conflicting. Yeah, stick
Well,
around.
that helps. Thank you.
Oh shit, that's right. It's your turn to guess next, isn't it? All right. Keep 'em guessing. Be safe.
No, I think it's Bill's next. I think I did the last one, but
Oh, okay. We'll figure it out for.
yeah, I don't even remember.
Welcome to Old Drunken Discography. Be safe.
I
make
need to
good
watch the
decisions.
playlist.
Thanks for watching. We have a blast doing this and hope you had one as well. If you like this content, please give us a thumbs up and hit subscribe. It really helps us grow and to reach our goal of 690 subscribers. You can also come hang out with us on Facebook and Discord in the links down below. Last but not least, thank you Patreon supporters. You guys rock. Be on the lookout for more
sure.
behind the scenes content in the future as well.